Hi everybody, Dr. Jen here with the Wellness Way in Woodbury. So happy Tuesday. It was a long weekend, so I hope that you all had a very wonderful weekend. If you didn't have the chance to hop on the Wellness Way Challenge page and check out all the lifestyle tips, that would be something that would benefit all of you. I wish I was actually thinking about sharing what I'm going to share today. So I'm really excited to hop on with all of you today to talk about BPA. So hi Tanya, if you guys are on here, say hi to me. Let me know where you're from. I love fertility, infertility, babies, little kids. I absolutely have a passion for that. They're absolutely the most adorable thing, and I love to see life come into this world. So I started reading this book this weekend and I absolutely loved it. Love it. I'm about a fourth of the way through, but it starts with the egg. And today we are going to talk about a chapter that I had read today, this morning, because all of you that have been following the Wellness Way know that we work on our priorities every single day. So for instance, mine are God, self, and then the Wellness Way. As I get a husband and have kids, it'll be God, self, husband, kids, the Wellness Way. So that's how I know my priorities are going, but working on the Wellness Way and just like self and taking time for me to sit down and read a book, actually, because that doesn't happen very often when you do get really busy, especially in business. We're going to talk about BPA, which is really, really interesting, and it does correlate a little bit with fertility today. So if you guys know someone that is struggling with fertility, this is a book that'll just more so help you with the toxic exposure of everyday life, which is actually very interesting. So today, like I said, we're going to talk about BPA, and I'm going to go to a page here, and I'm just going to share some things with you guys that I read that was just, yes, we all know that we shouldn't be consuming anything that has BPA in it, but what is it really? And when it says BPA free, what does that mean? So you guys, BPA, what happens is BPA does leach out through plastic products, especially when you put those things at high heat. Put them in the dishwasher, wash them on high heat with a detergent. This is going to start to leach those products. So any of your plastic Tupperware, any of your plastic bottles, always go with the stainless steel. This is a stainless steel water bottle that I use for my water every single day, making sure that I am not using a plastic water bottle, especially if plastic water bottles are in your car getting overheated. You guys, these things are leaching BPA into that water, and we'll get into what BPA down the line does. So it is actually looking at this, talking about how BPA is actually affecting your egg quality. So this is all about egg quality. So it's telling us how it is affecting the egg quality. And if you don't have quality eggs, you cannot fertilize them. So BPA also on a daily basis causes serious health concerns. So I'm just going to read what it says. Suspected toxic effects are wide-ranging and include diabetes, obesity, heart disease, and impacts brain and reproductive system of infants exposed during pregnancy. So BPA often enters the body when we are consuming food or drinks packaged or stored in materials that leach BPA. And it can also be absorbed through the skin. Do you guys know that your paper receipts that you get from the grocery store, that you get from all of these different stores, actually has BPA in it? So these people that work at a grocery store and are constantly having their hands on these receipts, actually it is getting absorbed through their skin. And constantly being exposed to BPA will interfere with the activity of estrogens, testosterone, thyroid hormones, because you guys, BPA is known as an endocrine disruptor. It disrupts your endocrine system, your hormones, your estrogen. You guys, it disrupts all of these things. It's going to interfere with your hormonal system. And guess what it does? It mimics estrogen. It mimics estrogen, but it's synthetic. So looking at, I just want to read the pages that I want to actually get through. It's actually the other thing that it has been in since 2011 was our baby bottles. Our baby bottles had BPA in it, and it was significantly affecting our kids, you guys. So looking at this, a big concern now is, even though these plastic things or these objects say that it's BPA free, what are they replacing it with? This is what we need to look into. What are they replacing our BPA with? And you guys, it's very closely related. It's bisphosphenol S and F. So basically what they're doing is they're taking BPA out and putting a different form in, and those things are cousins of BPA, so it can still affect fertility or affect your health in the same exact way that BPA was. So this is why we need to start replacing our plastic containers with glass and stainless steel. So making sure that we're looking at some of these things, because this ultimately can be a toxic issue if you do know somebody with fertility that they need to take the step and start avoiding BPA. There is so much that goes into fertility, so I'm not saying avoiding all of this will make this woman get pregnant, but this is also a toxic in their body that they can start to make that lifestyle change and avoid BPA, start getting better products. So what are the top things that we need to replace? There's a list here. Reusable food storage containers. So if you guys have plastic ones, get them out of there. Get them out of there. Microwave safe bowls. So if it says it's microwave safe, it most likely has BPA in it. Reusable plastic water bottles and cups. Plastic tea kettles. Colanders. Blended containers that you're using hot soups in. So if you have a plastic blender that you are putting soups in and it is at high temperature, these are actually going to be leaching that BPA into that hot soup. Making sure it's at cold temperatures is going to be much better off rather than having stuff at high temperatures. And then what else did I want to share with you guys? This was actually really interesting. I really enjoyed reading this book today. So action steps that you guys can take now, or what you can do. It's never too early or too late to start avoiding BPA. So I'm pretty sure I got exposed to BPA probably when I was in undergrad, and that's when I started changing all of my stuff over. I have all glass stuff. I always heat in glass. I try to never do anything in plastic, and I threw away all my plastic water bottles, and I have all stainless steel ones. You can reduce your exposure by replacing your plastic kitchenware. Use stainless steel water bottle, like I said. Minimize your canned and highly processed foods, you guys. Canned foods and highly processed foods, tomatoes being one of them. These canned tomatoes, actually, the acidity of it is going to leach out that BPA into that can. So making sure that we're doing that. Something like a bean is going to have less of that BPA leached into it, but whenever possible, get the dried ones rather than the ones in the can, because there is BPA in there. Prepare more foods at home with whole and natural ingredients. So shopping in that fresh fruit food section. So getting your meats from there, getting all like fresh tomatoes, fresh broccoli, fresh asparagus, getting all of these things fresh rather than going out and getting these things pre-prepared in a can that can sit in your cupboard for however long, leaching this BPA into your food. Taking care while using plastics, even if it's BPA free, make sure you're hand washing. Make sure you're not doing this at high temperatures. Those high temperatures is what is going to leach this BPA into your food products. And then wash your hands when you return home after having your hand on a receipt, or when someone gives you a receipt. If you don't get a receipt ever, you have nothing to worry about. But if you are someone even that works in that environment or is shopping and does get receipts and saves their receipts, make sure this is something that you guys are doing, is washing your hands, because on that paper there is BPA and that can absorb into your skin. So you guys, this book, if you know anybody that is struggling with fertility, get them one to a Wellness Way doctor. You guys, send them the information. But this book is going to help just give them an idea of more of the toxic stuff that we're talking about. So some of these, let me read you some of the chapters. So chapter 1 is understanding egg quality, how BPA impacts fertility, phthalates and other toxins, unexplained obstacles to fertility, explains all of these things, potentially explains how DHEA can actually affect you. So this is where it comes down to is you guys need to know if you, as fertility or infertility, you guys need to know if you actually need DHEA, because they can be causing sometimes more harm to your body than good. So just knowing, or even DIM. DIM is a huge one that a lot of people are on. If you haven't had a urine hormone test and you know your conversions, you guys, you need to have that done before you use DIM to make sure you're actually not causing more harm to your body. So I see a bunch of people on here. Let me say hi. Hi, Tanya. I have some questions too, so give me a second. It's not letting me scroll. Hi, Emily from Oshkosh, Wisconsin. That's awesome. That's right by my hometown. I've eliminated plastic bottles and plastic reusable bottles. Yeah, get rid of those. Those honestly have really no place. I feel like our grandmas have a lot of the plastic stuff for some reason. That's just where I get a lot of my plastic containers, and I just toss them every single time I get them. How about plastic Pyrex covers? The container is glass, but the lids are plastic. Honestly, Emily, I'm going to be completely honest. I have to look into that. I will actually look it up right after we get off the phone. I do use Pyrex as well, but I have started getting the ones with the glass tops as well. So I will comment back to you on that as soon as I can look it up and see kind of what's in it. But those tops, if you do have them, are going to be much better if you hand wash them at a colder temperature rather than putting them in the dishwasher, just because they are plastic in nature. Hi, Melissa. I hope you're doing well. Hi, Dr. Jordan and Jenna with the Wellness Way of Claire. You guys are awesome. How about sardines in cans or salmon in cans? I mean, when in doubt, always go fresh. It's going to be much better quality. I would have to look that up to just be certain. If there is BPA in there, there is so many things. Like, even if it does say BPA free, you guys, like I did say, they are putting their cousin BPA biphosphate S and F in it. So they are still putting things in it. I will definitely have to look at that. If they're more acidic, they're going to leach more BPA than if they're not. Hi, Ross. Hi, Aunt Bobby. I hope y'all are doing well. Thank you for those of you who jumped on. Like I said, this book is awesome. If you kind of want to nerd out on egg quality in women, this is a really fun book. Second edition, you can find it right on Amazon and get it shipped to Amazon Prime if you do have that. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any other questions, please comment on here. Otherwise, on Thursday at 1, we are doing Ask Dr. Jen at 1 p.m. So text me your questions. Message me your questions, whatever you guys have. That little bit of time is for you. So if you are on here and you are unfamiliar with Ask Dr. Jen, you guys can just hop on live too and ask me your questions. Otherwise, you can text me before. It gives us something to start talking about. Otherwise, you can directly message me at the Wellness Way Woodbury and give us an idea of what your question is, and we'll get them answered on Thursday. So thank you guys so much for hopping on here. You have a great rest of your week, and I will see you on Thursday at 1. Bye, guys.